So in this video, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know before you go on your Mallorca summer holiday this summer in 2022. Now I'm starting this update with a little bit of bad news announced in the BOE, which is the official State Bulletin in Spain today. The entry restrictions for travellers coming in from third countries into Spain look like they're going to remain in place until at least the 15th of September. Now, I say it every time, these rules can change as we go on through the summer, but it's looking unlikely. So once again, if you're coming on holiday to Mallorca, make sure that if you are travelling from a third country such as the United Kingdom, the United States, Canada or Australia, that you do have your COVID vaccination certificate or your recovery certificate, or you bring a negative COVID test taken, in the case of an antigen test, which is a lot cheaper, 24 hours before your journey. Now, if you need to know more about this, I've put a link in the description text below my video to an article on my website with all the official links you need about the information that you need before coming into Mallorca. Now, for travellers coming into Spain from other European countries, there are no COVID restrictions in place. You can travel in freely, but just bear in mind too that you may need to prove your residency if asked at the airport health check. Now, if you do arrive in Spain and you don't have either your vaccination certificate, your recovery certificate or your negative COVID test and you are unvaccinated, then the airport may well ask you to take a COVID test too. And this, of course, you're going to have to pay for. Now, regardless of where you are travelling in from, please get some really good travel insurance because you don't know whether you're going to need it. Now, particularly this is relevant if you're coming in from a third country. Again, so if you're travelling from the UK or the USA, make sure you've got good travel insurance because you do not want to take that COVID test 24 hours before your trip, test positive and then not be able to go on holiday. So please check out some travel insurance. Don't forget to read the small print too and read all the exclusions as well, but just make sure it includes COVID cover. So even if you are coming in from another European country, make sure you get that travel insurance because you need to be covered just in case you have an accident or you fall ill or you are affected by the travel disruption at the airports too. And at the very least as well, make sure you're travelling with your EHIC card, and that's your European health insurance card. Now, if you're coming from the UK and you still have an EHIC card which is in date, you can still use this and it will still be valid. If not, you're going to have to apply for a GHIC card, which is a global health insurance card, and this will entitle you to either free or reduced cost treatment in the public hospitals. So very, very important to bring with you if you're coming over. Now also as well, I just want to make you aware that contrary to what the Spanish government are suggesting, that COVID is only being brought into Spain from travellers from third countries, I just want to tell you that COVID is very much here and alive and kicking in Spain. In fact, many residents here have had COVID in the past month or so. It's here. If you're coming here on holiday, just be careful. Realise as well that you could actually get sick. Now, if you do get sick and you want to get a COVID test, then you can pick up a COVID test at the pharmacy for around €5 or €6. You can also go to any of the hospitals as well and pay around €30 for an antigen test too. Now, if you do get ill, there's absolutely nothing stopping you this summer in 2022 from getting back on your flight and going home again. There's no need to isolate. But if you do feel you need to speak to your hotel or to your rep, you can do so, and they will advise you to wear a face mask for the next 10 days of your holiday, particularly in public areas around the hotel and around the swimming pool. Now, this is mandatory in Spain. You'll see quite a few residents walking around with face masks on, either to protect themselves or because they actually are sick themselves. So just bear that in mind. Now, if you do get sick, do not hesitate to get some medical attention. Either contact your rep or contact the hotel reception and they can help advise. There's an article on my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com, and I'll leave some useful numbers as well for you to call in case you do need to speak to somebody. Okay, Okay, so I know I've mentioned this in previous videos, but there are a few incidences in Mallorca where you still need to wear your face masks. So if you're getting on public transport, and that's whether it's your airport transfer from the airport, whether you're getting into a taxi, whether you're taking the train or a bus, you're going to need to wear a face mask. Also, if you're going into a medical centre or you're going into a pharmacy as well, you also need a face mask too. So make sure you pack a few in your bag before you come over. Also very important is that you carry some face masks as well for your flight over, because wearing face masks is actually mandatory on public transport, and that includes arriving into Spain on your flight. So it's very likely that you will be asked to wear a face mask on your flight. Now, with regards to travelling to Mallorca, please try not to worry too much. There have been many more positive stories than there have been negative stories. You can go back and check out my video about how I found travelling to Mallorca. You'll see on many of the Facebook forums as well, so many people are reporting their really good experiences of getting here. So try not to lose too much sleep before you get your flight too. I'll also put a link below the description text as well for you to check out my airport travel tips as well before you get to the airport, to help your trip go a little more smoothly as well. Also, don't forget as well, if you want to avoid queues at the taxi rank at the airport, you can book your holiday transfer on my website on MallorcaUnderTheSun.com, or you can book your car hire too. So I'll also put a link in the description text below the video all about how you can do that too. So also in the description text below this video, I'll provide a link to an article should your flight be significantly delayed or cancelled. But I really hope you will not need to read this article, but the information will be there if you need it. Now, there's one more cost that you need to budget for before you come out here on holiday, and that is the eco tax or tourist tax. Now, you're going to need to budget between about €2 to €4 per night if you're coming out over here on holiday. Children under the age of 16 are exempt from this, but just to make you aware that you'll be asked to pay for this when you check into your hotel. So all COVID things aside, just make sure that you stay vigilant while you are on holiday, particularly in regards to your belongings if you're going to the beach. Now, don't leave your belongings or leave any important items on the beach and then go for lunch and leave them for a couple of hours, because they could be gone on your return. Also, if you're sightseeing and you do have a car, do not leave anything like passports or significant amounts of cash in the car either, because in remote locations you could experience a break-in. It's very unlikely it'll happen, but it could happen. Also, if you're sightseeing in Palma as well, just also be very wary about where your handbag is, where your wallet is and where your phone is too, because of course this advice isn't just for Mallorca, it's for anywhere in the world. Just watch out for pickpockets. So my final piece of advice is, do not forget to cover up when you're over here in the sunshine. It is exceptionally hot, and I've seen some really bad cases of sunburn on tourists coming over here. If you do burn, do not apply more sun cream, because you're only going to burn even further. Just put on an extra t-shirt or a long sleeve t-shirt or something like that, but just really look after yourselves in the sunshine. Okay everyone, thank you very much for watching. There will be an article on my website, and I'll put a link to that in the description text below this video too. Now, don't forget, I have got plenty of travel guides on my channel and travel tips too, all about visiting Mallorca. So if you're new to my channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And you can also find me over on the Facebook group and on my Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye for now.